The following program has been rated PG-13.
What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of the Israel Wake Up Call. I'm your brother, Mike Maliss. And family, if you are not familiar with this story that I'm getting ready to bring out, prepare to be angered. Seriously. This is one of the most horrific and disgusting scenarios that I've seen in quite some time. And the problem with this is that they did it to one of our own. This was done to a prince in Israel. A prince! And it was done to one of our family members that know that they're a prince. So if you're not familiar with this, let me tell you something. Prepare to be angered. Prepare to be offended. And with all of this cancel culture and diversity training against hate when it comes to these other nations, this here should really piss you off, because it damn sure pissed me off. Now, in Canton, Ohio, there was a young prince that was forced to eat pork, knowing that he was an Israelite. The individuals responsible for forcing this young prince, 17 years old for that matter, they forced this young prince to ingest pork, knowing what his faith is. We're going to go now to an article from NBC. I'm going to read you this article really quick. It's not long. And this is coming from the Associated Press via NBC. Canton, Ohio. An attorney for an Ohio high school football player who says coaches forced him to eat pork in violation of his religious beliefs for missing a voluntary workout has announced plans to sue the school district. Canton McKinley, head football coach Marcus Watley, and seven assistant coaches were suspended last week by the Canton School District after the 17-year-old reported what happened to him May 24th, the Canton Repository reported. Attorney Ed Gilbert said Tuesday that the teen and his family are Hebrew Israelites and do not eat pork. We'll get back into all of this. The teen, who skipped a voluntary workout 4 days earlier while nursing a sore shoulder, was ordered to sit in the middle of the gym and eat an entire pepperoni pizza, Gilbert said. He was allowed to remove the pepperoni and some of the cheese, but pork residue remained, Gilbert said. The teen would have been subjected to additional drills, and his status on the team might have been jeopardized if he had not followed Watley's order, Gilbert said. Canton City School Superintendent Jeff Talbot announced the suspension of the coaches last week. He declined to comment about the allegations made Tuesday by Gilbert and the teen's family. Now, first and foremost, number one, the practice was voluntary. The practice was voluntary. And there were 9 men in a room, in a gymnasium, that took this young prince, sat him in front of everyone, ridiculed him, embarrassed him. Now remember, this is a voluntary workout. Voluntary, which means you have the option to come or not. And they sat this prince in front of everyone and forced him to eat pork residue tainted pizza for a voluntary workout. Now, I'm not sure if you're picking up on this here, family, but as Israelites, we are not allowed to eat pork. We are not even allowed to touch the dead carcass of a pig or boar or anything. We're not allowed. And these men were very familiar with that. Very. And they sat this prince down, forced him to eat it. And if he didn't, that there would be repercussions to where he could be taken off of the field. Again, for a voluntary workout. Now, family, you're not stupid. What does that translate to you? What does it translate to you? That's a hate crime. I'm calling it what it is. That is a hate crime, first and foremost. Those grown-ass men knew that brother, what the Associated Press calls a Hebrew Israelite, but let me go ahead and get that out of your vocabulary. Those are two words in your vocabulary I don't ever want you to put together. Hebrew Israelite or black Hebrew Israelite, because the Most High never ever called us that. We are Israelites. You see, the term Hebrew Israelite and black Hebrew Israelite is a term that was created by the media to associate us and put us in the category of a hate group. We're not a group. We are a seed of people, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So just with that right there shows their disrespect. These men, they were very aware of this young prince's religious practice, and they didn't give a damn about it. That's a hate crime. That is a hate crime according to every jurisdiction within the United States. Now, do you see how this particular hate crime did not get the explosion that other hate crimes do in regards to Asian hate, in regards to LGBTQ hate? No. If anything like that would have happened with one of them, and especially if the hate so-called came from one of us, it would have been all over the place. It would have been all over the national. It would have been international news. But here it is, this young prince that recognizes that he is an Israelite, sprinkled throughout the media, just sprinkled. And the only ones really aware of it are those within our Israelite community. Do you see how they hate us? Do you see the lack and disregard? Do you see the disrespect that they actually have for Israelites? See, now this is the part where you start to get mad, because oppression makes a wise man mad. So before I go in, of course, you already know, I want to bring up the scriptures. So of course, family, I want you to open your Bibles to the 1611 King James Version Bible with the Apocrypha, and I want you to go to Leviticus chapter 11, please. Leviticus chapter 11, and I want you to go down to verse 7. Oh, because as y'all already know, I'm going to go in on this one. All right, Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine, which means a pig, pork, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you. Now, this is the book of Leviticus, when Moses was handing out the laws, the dietary laws that the Most High God said we are not allowed to eat pork. That was only one of them. We're not allowed to eat pork. That is a law, an established law by the Most High. So now I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 8. I'm going to show you. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 8. And of course, you already know that there's the idiot, moron, simpleton who will try to argue saying that, oh, well, remember, Peter said we can eat anything we want to, not knowing that Peter was speaking metaphorically. Because we cannot eat pork. We could not eat it then, and we cannot eat it today. We will never be able to eat pork. It's a dirty, filthy, unclean animal. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 8. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean to you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcasses. So there was one in Leviticus 11:7, and now the precept right here in Deuteronomy, where the Most High said, you cannot eat pork. You cannot even touch the carcass of a pig. That's how disgusting and that's how nasty it is. And we have instructions. So for the people who want to argue and say, oh, well, he made him take the pepperoni off, that does not matter. It was still tainted. Now, I want you to think about that. Even the Most High said, when the pig dies, don't touch it. Because it is filthy. It is to lay there and rot into the ground. So even with that dead carcass, those pieces of pepperoni is pork. And he went ahead and ingested that by force. By force of these grown-ass men. Now, I want you to go to Isaiah, or I'm about to kill you now. Or I'm about to kill you. I want you to go to the book of Isaiah. Go down to chapter 66, please. The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, go to verse 17. Watch this. Watch what the Most High say. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh. And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord. That's the promise for the pork eaters. That's the promise for everyone that believes the idiot pastor that says you can eat whatever you want to. The Most High said, if you eat swine, any abominable food which you can find in the dietary laws. As a matter of fact, I have a lesson on the dietary laws, which I go in depth with, or the mouse, roadkill, any of that stuff. You're going to die. You're going to be consumed. Because remember what the Father said. The Father, he said, I am a consuming fire, which means that that day of destruction belongs to you. And now, do you see how those wicked ass men, this is a spiritual battle. I'm going to make my point here in a second. This is a spiritual battle, but those wicked ass men, they knew that and they understood that. They knew it. I'm going to prove right now that it's a spiritual battle. I want you to go to the book of Judith. The book of Judith, chapter 5, go down to verse 20. Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. This is going to lay it all out. Watch this, family. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God. This is talking about Israel. If these Israelites sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Edomites did this to this young prince. I'm telling you, it's a spiritual battle, because they know if we sin against our God, the Most High is not going to look out for us. He will not protect us because we are in the midst of sin. And them white boys knew that. They knew it. But I'm not done. Go down to verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by. In other words, you lords and governors, don't do anything if these people are keeping the commandments, if they're not in sin. Let's find out why. Lest their Lord defend them and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. Boom. Now that this truth is getting out, now that these other nations are realizing, first and foremost, who the Israelites are, not mentioning the ones who already knew, because the majority already knew, but all these nations are now coming into the truth of who God's chosen people are. And the sons of the damn devil, these damn Edomites that did this, they knew that. Any little thing that they can do to keep an Israelite in sin so that their power is not given up. Because they don't want that smoke that the Most High is going to bring. And it's coming fast. And they know that. And now these wicked men forced that young prince to eat swine's flesh, knowing that it goes against the laws of the Most High God. They did it on purpose. And they sat him down there and put him in a position of ridicule. That's a hate crime. That is a hate crime, family. So now I ask the question, where in the world are all these pro-black, Black Lives Matter people? Where did they go? Where the hell the little rabbits went and hid to? Where are they? It just goes to show you, all that Black Lives Matter crap is exactly what it is. Bull. I'm going to keep it PG-13. Do you see that? This is one of our own. This is one of our own. Where are all the black leaders that stepped out in regards to George Floyd, that stepped out in regards to Breonna Taylor? Where are they? Even though, yes, those were murders. Still get it. But where are those who stand up for hate crimes? Why is it so not important when it's done to us? And you know why? The hell with them niggas. Nobody give a damn about them. Screw them. Screw them. Nobody cares. And especially nobody gives a damn about an Israelite. Remember when the Most High said he's going to take us and put us at the bottom? Leave us at the bottom and put everybody else above us? Remember when he said that? You get it? Prophecy fulfilled. They make such a big mention over Asian hate, LGBTQ hate. But when it comes to us, when it comes to Israel, and I'm talking about Israel, not collectively, not all black people, when it comes down to the life of an Israelite, they have absolutely no regard. Now, these men were only suspended from their positions. Do you think if that was one of us, we would have only been suspended? These men deserve to be in prison. 100% bottom line. It was a hate crime, but of course, those laws don't apply to us. It does not apply to an Israelite. And right now, I'm separating Israelites from the rest of our people. They don't give a damn. Because I guarantee you, there would have been more noise, there would have been more stomping on the bleachers if it was an Israelite that was not practicing the law, statutes, and commandments. They would have made a very, very big deal about that. But being that it was an Israelite, shh. Don't say anything. Keep that down. The only reason why this story got around so much here is because it became very, very popular in the Israelite community. And one Israelite has been sending to another Israelite that's been sending it to another Israelite. But it did not make mainstream news. Because these other nations don't give a damn. They don't give a damn about us. They never have and they never will. Our own people don't give a damn. Where are all the Al Sharptons? Where's Jesse Jackson? Where's Candace Owens? Where are all these so-called pro-black leaders? Where are they? It's all about that money. All this George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, all of those mainstream stories that were put out there was a collective effort to become lucrative. That's all it was about. As you see right now, the leader of Black Lives Matter, whatever her name is. Remember, we did the whole Black Lives Don't Matter lesson back in the library. You can check that out. But now she's up to ridicule, facing prison time. They didn't give a damn about her neither. They took that movement, made the money off of it, and pew, they're gone now. And now they're trying to lock her up. I wonder what she knows. I wonder what that woman may be able to reveal. So now they want to take her and lock her ass up. This was a hate crime. So now the question that I have, what are we going to do about it? Something has to be done, right? Something has to be done about this. How many of our people are going to speak up? Those men need to be in jail. Not even jail, prison. Send their ass off. It's not going to happen, though. Nobody cares. Because it was done to an Israelite. Nobody cares. But I truly hope that this is a wake-up call to our people. I truly, truly hope it is a wake-up call to get our lives together. Because this is a prophecy. This is the absolute proof. When the Most High said, I took y'all from up here and I put you down here. I put you at the bottom. I'm going to make sure they don't give a damn about you. I'm going to make sure nobody cares about you. And it just goes to show. And I guarantee you right now, this whole thing is going to whistle in the wind. Nobody's going to remember this. Not even after next week. Nobody's going to even give a damn. Oh, well, so what? He ate pork. Oh, boo hoo. That's going to be the attitude towards it. But not knowing, this is a major, major wake-up call. Major. Because there has to be a consequence for what the men did. And this government, they're not going to reprimand the men for doing that. But I tell you who is, though. I'll tell you who is going to reprimand them. The Father. Oh, it's coming. Oh, that sword is coming, family. That sword is coming down. The Most High is heating up that metal to create these swords that's cutting heads off. The horse's bridle. That prophecy must be fulfilled. The blood of the horse's bridle. A river of blood that is so tall that it comes right there to the horse's bridle. That prophecy must be fulfilled, and it's coming. Oh, it's coming. So I'm telling y'all right now, for those of you who want to continue this 1 foot in and 1 foot out with these laws, you may not want to be doing that. You better get your life together. You better get it together, because you already know the Most High does not allow something like this to happen without there being a follow-up. It's coming. It's coming. And the question is, when it comes, will you be ready? Will you be ready when it comes? Because it's coming, and it's coming fast. I'm telling you. But let's just wait and see what the reprimand for the men are. We're going to revisit this. A hate crime against a minor, ridiculed in front of everyone there. 9 men. Just think about that. It took 9 men, 9 punk-ass men to carry that out. For that young prince. It's spiritual. This is straight up a spiritual fight. And whatever that family needs, if this ever reaches out to the family, whatever that family needs, I'm willing to help. Even if it means that we have to collectively get together to bring them the best defense possibly. I'm willing to do it. One little pizza. No, it wasn't even a slice. They made him eat a whole pizza pie. Think about that. The severity. They made him consume an entire pizza pie. Tainted. That's straight up hatred. Oh, that is so disgusting. These men are so damn wicked. I'm telling you, Esau, whoo, they got it coming though. And it's coming fast. So family, research this. And if you're eating pork, you better get it out your damn life. If you are eating anything outside of the dietary laws, you better get your life together. If you're not familiar with the dietary laws, like I said, go back and look at the lesson on the dietary laws. And like I said, we go in depth with that, the things that you are to do and not to do. But family, I love y'all. But the hate is real and the hate is intensifying. This may seem like nothing to you, but trust me when I tell you, that was a major axe drawn in this spiritual battle. It's about to go down. So I'm telling you right now, you kings, it's time for y'all to raise up and teach your families, your wives, your children, your mothers, fathers. And if they don't want to listen to the word, then leave them be, as they say. But at least you planted a seed. There's work to be done. It's time for us to go. So get ready, get prepped, keep the commandments, teach the commandments. And I love y'all, and I will see you next Friday night. And until that time, family, I'm out.